Hello.
Hello, everyone. Happy Monday.
It's been a Monday.
Hey, Sandy. Hey, Tasha. Two names together. Said Sanda.
Sanda.
Hey, Mary's Vegetable Garden. Hey, Wanda. Hey, Sharon. Hope everyone's having a good Monday. It was a beautiful day here.
Yeah, we've been really busting butt today.
The sun didn't actually go down behind the mountain until like 6:30, so that was beautiful.
Wild.
Hey, Karen. We are good. Thank you. Hope you are as well. Hey, Tammy. Hey, Tinker's wife. Hey, Roberta. Hey, Veronica. Hey, Bub.
Yeah, so today was crazy, like the past week.
We say that every week.
Yeah, it was a little active this week. Man, so the last time we talked,
hey, my land is his land. I do see your comment, so hopefully it's working.
We had the vet come, we had fencing done, we had a website launch, we had garden planting happening. I feel like there was other things in the middle of that. We had friends come by, we had Grandma Karen stop by and spend some time. Yeah. Talk about working from, obviously when family came, that was not working, but talking about working from sunrise to sunset. It has been a nuts, probably about 7 days.
Hey, Andrea. Hey, Georgetta from Greenville, Tennessee. Hey, Darlene. Hey, Gmail's Garden. Awesome.
Thank you, Sunday night dinners and stuff. I like that name. Hello, Stivers. Great look on the phone. Thank you. We are very happy with it. It turned out way better than we expected.
Yeah. Hey, peace out. Hey, Erica. Hey, Grandma, so happy Homestead. Hey, River Rock Homestead. Hey, Anderson.
Hey, y'all.
Hope y'all are doing good tonight. We just got done watching the Michaela Milk video.
Yeah.
So if you didn't see, the Andersons actually came by this past weekend, and we finally got to meet them and spend some time with them, and it was so awesome.
So last year, they took off on the road from Oregon across the country to figure out where they was going to live for the rest of their lives. Well, they had interest in Kentucky, I think, quite a bit from the beginning. And
I like to think I influenced that.
Yeah. Hopefully we didn't let them down there. But they did settle in Kentucky. And at one point we tried to meet up because they were in our area at our old place. And we were out and the timing didn't work out. And it's so funny, on one of their videos, they actually passed our exit from our old place when we was talking about what was here. We were about, 15 seconds from the ramp at our old place. Yeah. And it was just wild seeing that. I was like, my goodness, we were that close. But we weren't even there when they passed by. It was nuts. But we finally got to meet each other this past weekend.
Yeah, it was awesome. The kids had so much fun together, and it was just nice. And they're only 2 hours, so hopefully we can get together some more.
Yep.
And build community.
The kids got along really well.
Yeah. Hey, Julie. Thank you. Hey, Liz from Northern Arizona. Awesome. Hey, Mayberry Homestead. Oh, yeah, my mom got to meet him too. That was awesome.
So the website, we'll talk about that first. First off, thank you all for everybody that signed up on the email. It's amazing. There's like over 1,000 people that are on that email list.
That's pretty cool.
Very kind of you, very sweet. We will make sure to always give you a little first how to do whenever things are coming up, and giving you updates through email. It's just another avenue to get to us. Friday, the store went live. We went live when that happened. Things have been awesome. All the merch. I mean, my goodness, I didn't ever think we could sell merch, but you all are proving us wrong. Thank you all for all the orders. The calendula salve has been the only thing that's had the hiccups because it's a personal sale. It's not like through a site. So we promise y'all, we know that we pride ourselves on getting stuff to you all almost as quick as Haas does. If you better order from them. Y'all, we're working on it. We promise they will be hopefully getting out the door tomorrow. It's working out some of those finer kinks. And it's specifically with that. But other than that, everything on the site has been absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. I'm really excited to see y'all in the shirts and mugs and totes.
I am too. Please make sure to share photos.
Show pictures in our Stive Tribe group, the Facebook Stive Tribe group. If you're not a part of it, you can find it in the description below. It's our Facebook group, and you can post your pictures. And I want to see it. I think that's going to be really fun. We've always had Teespring, but our merch level has been super low. But we enjoy seeing everyone that gets the shirts and stuff. And now it's really cool to think that there's people walking around with our shirts or drinking coffee out of our mugs or putting stickers on their car or, your coolers or whatever it is. It's just a really neat thought. So we want to see them. Make sure you share them.
Yeah, it's absolutely awesome. I can't wait till we get ours in as well.
Yeah. Thank you. Love all the photos on your website. Thank you.
Thank you. That's nice.
We had those done, I think a couple months ago. And I really wanted to get them done because we didn't have any family photos, but it was also for a website that we knew we wanted to create and have those pictures on there. So it worked out well.
I always be taking your top of the line photos when you're taking pictures. You never know when you might need them.
Yep. Hey, Diane Williams Co. Hope you're doing good. Hey, Mello. That's awesome.
That's one of the originals.
Yeah. The dirt shirt. What was it? My favorite color or something of soil. I can't remember what it said.
I can't either.
Hey, Grandpa's Farm. Hey, Christy. Erica said, I've enjoyed the podcast, Zach.
Thank you. I'll be working on another one this week.
Yep. For Wednesday.
That's in 2 days. Guess that means I need to work on it tonight or tomorrow. But yeah, so we got the front garden out here, what we're calling the kitchen garden, planted.
Hey, the Max.
Hey, Max.
It's very warm. 60s today. I think it was 62.
Yeah, the low tonight's like 33 though. So you wear shorts during the day and then you bundle up at night.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we got the front kitchen garden, some of it planted, not all of it. Planted a bunch of carrots, planted a bunch of beets, planted a bunch of radishes, and then Jan planted a bunch of her calendula in one of the areas.
Yeah, well, we had calendula starts that we transplanted to the beds, and then there's another little section that was empty, so I just sprinkled calendula seeds everywhere. And that's going to be our dedicated calendula bed.
Yeah.
And probably expand. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, we had the whole family out there planting, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Beautiful day for it. But we should have plenty of carrots, plenty of beets, and plenty of radishes.
Which is good because, man, that's the thing. When you think about what you eat, Stringfield, we're still in 6B.
Yeah, it's the same. I think we teeter on 6A. I think it just kind of depends on where you are.
Well, and then
property.
And honestly, we're in 6B where our house is, but like if you go to the back a little bit, then you start hitting zone 5. So that's why zones are so unpredictable.
Debbie in Arkansas, thank you so much for that super chat. Wish I could do more, but a big thank you for the smiles you generate to myself and others. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Hey, Mom, I saw your name up in there.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for that super chat. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, and Zach got to get on the tractor.
Oh my gosh,
last weekend, and yesterday mainly.
So that'll be the story. Honestly, y'all, we haven't been very funny lately. We're going to be completely honest, but
it's not something we're happy about.
No, we're not. Actually, throughout the week, this is funny because our minds just forget things. If something funny happens, we write it down, thinking that could be a funny story to tell on our live. And that way, when it comes Monday night, we're like, what are we going to tell?
Hey, Amy.
It allows us to continue to remember. Well, for like the past couple of weeks, our page has been blank. Like there's been nothing, at least in our eyes, that was worthy to talk about. That wasn't funny enough. And her and I looked at each other. And, this is not a bucket full conversation. We've had plenty of those in the past. Right. We have a mission, and we do this with everything that we tackle. When we decide on something, we go all in on that something. Like we work really hard to get what we want. Some people question that, which we just let slide off our back. Some people that we love that say those things that kind of bothers us, but we work really hard for what we want. Anything that we do, it's effort to get to the goal that we're striving for. And you all know this year was to grow ourselves outside of like my work, trying to grow ourselves with the farmers market, trying to grow our farm, trying to be sustainable financially to be able to do this more full time. Right. And that was kind of our goal for this year of 2021. Well, sometimes we take things on a little too much too fast.
Hey, Wendy.
And it's not that it's overwhelming because we know we can handle it. But what we start realizing is it's not we're working sunrise to sunset a couple days a week.
Yeah.
It starts becoming almost every day a week. And that's when we kind of hit that wall this weekend where we just shut it down and said, you know what? We're not having the fun we used to have 2 weeks ago. Thankfully, we caught it well early. Thankfully, we noticed it well early. It wasn't something that we had pushed ourselves too hard. And we're going to jump right back into more of us having fun because that's who we are. We work hard, but we do play harder. And we haven't played harder recently.
Right. I don't want to cry.
And we're fine. We're fine. It's just been a very hard working week. And so we need to realize that we can take it slow and still move forward to our goal.
Yeah. Sometimes we just have to stop pushing so hard.
Yeah.
And I feel like we push ourselves too hard sometimes. And we just push and we push and we push. And at some point it bottles up for everyone, not just us, but it just bottles up. And then you have to stop and reassess and maybe backtrack a little, which I feel like what we're doing now.
And honestly, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it because I'm sure this person is no longer watching us. Yesterday, it kind of like hit the brick because I don't remember what we posted. Oh, it was our video.
Yeah, it was just a video.
It was just our video. And they commented and they said that we needed to thank everyone for getting us to where we were. There's partial truth in that, but how they worded was that everyone has given us what we have. And after the couple weeks that we had, really just working off screen, the stuff that people don't see, busting our butts to produce things and get things out there. It was like, wow, I really hope that's not how everyone else sees it because
if it was a moment that either one of us needed validation, it was not a good time.
No. And so it wasn't a lash out. It was just I really kind of said what I felt. And I do feel bad for even saying it, but sometimes it's just like, man, if you only knew what we do outside of what you see. But yeah, no, that's it. That's kind of our thing. But I do have I can get a little detail about the tractor because that was funny a little bit. So we'll tell that here in a little bit.
We'll take all the virtual hugs.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
No, I think that's another part of it too is like when you're kind of alone, not just physically, but, mentally you can start feeling alone. And I was telling him earlier and, everybody's kind of dealing with this. We're all like at that 1 year anniversary mark of coronavirus hitting. And so you start to look back at your memories on Facebook, which never help. I hate even looking at them. But I don't know, everybody's coming up on that. And you kind of start thinking about the way life was before. And I know I was telling him, I miss, the stuff that we used to do with the kids and going out and all that. So that doesn't help. But then you get to a point to where you start looking for validation in places that you shouldn't. And I feel like that's kind of been what I've been doing is trying to just find validation. And I shouldn't put that on people. If people come visit and they're not as excited or as interested as I am, it hurts my feelings, but it shouldn't be that way. I need to stop looking for validation.
Yeah. And the Max, you're right. Exhaustion can bring it too.
Mm-hmm.
But, I even preached about this in my last podcast. We don't need that validation. We have been given the lessons and the thoughts and all the learnings and all the validation we needed throughout life. We have it. It's there. We already know it's there. But sometimes you have a moment to where you want more. And that's okay. It happens. It comes across you every once in a while. It's how quickly you can come through it. And that's what we did. We recognized it. And we're coming through it. So I'm sure a lot of you all have felt this way before in the past. Again, remember, it's okay to feel that way. It's just how well you can fight yourself back to normal. And that's where the Stivers are right now. So thank you all very much for all the kind words. We really appreciate it. This was not a moment of us trying to be like, hey, tell us that we work hard. We promise. It's just we know that we trust you all. We love you all. And we like to express the way we feel because I know a lot of you all feel that way too.
Kimberly Greenwich Homestead, thank you so much for that super chat.
Yes, thank you. Miss
talking to you. Need to make time to do that. But sometimes when you're going through it, you just kind of stick to yourself.
Yep.
Thank you, Brittany. We appreciate that. Everybody has rough times, but I really do, I was just talking about, I feel like that year anniversary coming up is hitting a lot of people hard.
Yeah.
I saw something the other day. It wasn't a meme, but it was a status people shared about how we had our last normal week and we didn't even know it. kind of thing. And everybody used to be able to do stuff. You used to be able to take your kids out to Chuck E. Cheese or go to the library. I think that's one of the things that hits me the worst. Ever since the kids were born, I took them to the library every single week, sometimes more than one time a week. And I miss that. I miss them being able to go to the library and just sit with a pile of books in a corner and read. I mean, of course we can do that at home, but there's something special about a library.
We'll all get back to normal at some point.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Thank you,
make it
Fayway, for that super chat. Don't be so hard on yourselves. It's okay to get burnt out sometimes. Hey, spring is coming.
And that is absolutely right. And what a great transition into something more positive.
The sunshine definitely helps.
Y'all see that sun kiss we sit out there?
Yeah, we are ready.
I was like, is that windburn or sunburn? I don't even know at this point.
I think it's actually windburn because I had sunscreen on. So I should not have gotten burnt. But yeah, and because my lips are chapped too. So I think it's a little bit of windburn.
100% worth it. Anyways, so yeah, yesterday's video, we got a lot of garden beds prepped. They're in process of being prepped. There's still more work to do on them. However, we're getting excited.
Mm-hmm.
I love the look. I love the style of it all. I don't know. It's just, there's something about getting back to just in-ground gardening. Obviously we have raised beds. We still love raised bed gardening, but having the room to make tilled garden beds and feeling like my great grandpa out there on the tractor, it was fantastic stuff. I loved it. And someone commented earlier when we started getting into our spill there that said Zach was about to till up the whole land. I was.
And he basically did.
I was this close.
There's not much left.
I was ready to just keep going and till it all up. And then look at myself.
I just kept looking. I'm like, oh, he's going. Dirt everywhere.
I got on that last plot where we was going to do the corn. I said, if I don't stop, by the time like June comes, I'm going to look at myself in this garden and be like, what did I do?
Oh, I'm already looking at it. I'm like, this is like 20 times what we had at our old house. And I don't know how in the world we're going to keep up with it. It's going to be hard. But the first year is just purely going to be basically experimenting.
Yeah.
And we'll, harvest what we can and preserve what we can. But I've already decided I'm not putting pressure on myself to can everything under the sun this summer. Yeah. I'm just not going to do it. One, I can't find lids, so it doesn't even matter. And two, I don't want to put that pressure on it. I want us to enjoy our first gardening year and eat what we can, donate the rest, sell at farmers market, and just figure it out. Yeah. And then next year go into it like crazy and be like, okay, we're canning everything. This is where we're plating everything. This is where it's going. We're going to get a freezer, like all that. This year is just for enjoyment.
That's right. Now we will still be canning some things.
Where are the lids? Like who has the lids? I don't know. It is not me.
So I had been hearing it, but I haven't actually searched just because we haven't.
Well, I heard it and I heard it and I saw it, but I didn't think it was a big deal. I really didn't. And so I just I never really paid attention to it. And here, like within the past few weeks, I keep telling him, like, I don't know if we're canning this year. Like, we may not be canning.
I said, oh, we're canning. And then I just like dropped on Amazon real quick.
I said, probably me. Probably.
Yeah. I looked at Amazon to look at lids real quick, and it was what was it, 24 for $110? I was like,
yeah.
Whoa.
No, thank you.
Wow. Alrighty.
I was going to say earlier too about the sunshine. I've actually been thinking every morning when we take our vitamins and supplements, it's about to get real good when you're almost out of vitamin D and you don't order more.
Somebody put that on a shirt. So it's feeling good when you're about out of vitamin D and you don't get more. I like it.
We take vitamin D in the wintertime just
you got to
try and soak up some and keep it up. But that sun is coming and it's going to be out and we're not going to need it. And I'm so excited.
Hilarious. You have to in Kentucky. It's not about not being outside. It's just, it's great.
It will literally affect your
health.
If you don't.
2 months of greatness.
You got to take supplements. Hey, Lavender. Hope you're doing well.
There's a lot of people saying they can find us some lids. Y'all hit us up. Y'all hit us up. We definitely need some. We have a passion for canning, so it's not like a job. We love doing it. Like there's nothing more satisfying. Gratifying. Thank you. Then after you get done canning, after a long day of canning, you just see all your canned goods. So we have a huge passion about it.
Yeah. we thought about investing in Tatler. I don't know how to say it. I mean, we still might just to kind of have as a backup, but we haven't yet. Probably need to hop on that before everyone else does.
Yeah.
Awesome. Canada
Sounds
has
like we're going to
Canada, right? There's definitely not been any in our stores.
No. Every time we go to any store that has candy stuff,
Walmart, Tractor Supply, multiple Walmarts. Because our little Walmart doesn't have much, but we go to the big one and they don't have any.
Honestly, all I've ever all they have out of the your normal candy stuff is half-gallon jars, which you don't can in those, but that's all they have is half-gallon jars. I haven't seen lids and I haven't seen rings, quarts, pints, jelly jars, none of that anywhere at any store around here.
But we are probably in would you say a high canning area?
Oh, yes.
So that could
big time canning area. I'm sure they go quick as soon as they hit the shelves.
As soon as they hit the shelves, they're probably gone. There's a generic Tatler lid. I'm going to try it. Oh, that's cool. Thank you for telling me that. Can you order that online?
You can, but two things that are iffy about online. One, there's a lot of people faking to be ball brand out there that aren't the greatest lids in the world. I'm not saying they don't work or do work, but they're acting like they're ball brand lids and they're charging an outrageous price. So sometimes it's hard to decipher which one's the actual ball lids at an outrageous price and what's the very cheaply done ones at even a more outrageous price.
Right. Somebody said, are you doing some grounding yet? I missed the rest of the question. I lost it. Zach, did you wear your flip-flops today or did you go barefoot?
Both.
Both?
Yeah, because I actually started in my slippers in the greenhouse. Then it got warm, kicked them off, put the flip-flops on. Then I got water in my flip-flops, and y'all know there's nothing worse than being in the garden area with water because there's also dirt. And so you get muddy and you flip. I just kicked them bad boys off and went barefoot for a while.
Yeah.
Love it. It felt so good to have the toes in there, but our ground is still cold, and I quickly put some socks back on.
Julie, we have Ball, we have Kerr, and Golden Harvest.
Yeah.
Is that the other one?
Yeah.
And I think we have a bunch of. Those are the top 3 that we use. I wore my boots because I don't have any flip-flops. I need to get some flip-flops. I broke my last pair up at the barn when we first moved here.
My Alaskan morning, my wife introduced me to you all about Lordy day, what I do. About 2 months ago, and now we never miss a live or a new video.
That's awesome.
Love everything y'all do. We really appreciate that. Very kind.
Yay. I love it that you're watching us together. That makes us really happy.
We really love that.
Yeah. I lost a daggone comment. I keep losing them. But somebody was asking, why can't you reuse lids? And then somebody was telling me that they were asking, why can't you? Donna, okay, Pearly May said, Donna wants to know, why can't you reuse lids? Okay, so I'm actually not, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to get chastised for it. But I encourage you to go watch 1870s Homestead video. I don't know what it's called, but she does a whole video on the fact that she hasn't been able to find lids, or not many. She even ordered some from Amazon that were a little bit questionable, and she goes through that. And then she also has Tatler lids, which are her last resource. And then she goes through her old lids and rings, and she talks out the whole process and tells you how you can pick and choose and kind of decipher if it's worth it to you or not. And it's a really, really good video. It's the one that got me thinking, being prepared to go through my lids if I have to, if we don't get Tatler or if we can't find any. But it's a really good video. Let me see if I can find it.
So while she's finding that, so to kind of narrow down it specifically to your question too, while she looks that up, because it is very informative. The seals on rings can be compromised after canned.
Yes.
So when you open them up,
rubber
orange, it's like an orange circle on the inside, that can be compromised. So if you reuse that lid, it could be worn out to where you could either get a false seal or a wooden seal or different things that are on lines of that. Now, that is probably very much new generation, new age thinking that we need to always have new lids. And that's something 1870s talks about. You can physically look at them and potentially see this lid, this seal seems fine.
I think North Star got it. Awesome. I was just going to tell you
way to go,
the title.
Kathy, always.
It's a really good video.
So you can kind of tell but then it's also a risk,
Mhm.
right? Back in the day, they probably reused lids all the time. Some people died too then, right? I mean, there was deaths that happened due to some of our preserving ways. Not saying they're wrong, not saying they're bad, it could have been anything. But it's just the safest way to always use new lids.
Yeah.
Because you know that seal is 100% fine. We had another super chat. Faye, again, old lady, but new beginner. I'm going to try being more self-sufficient. I'll look to you to show me.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that super chat.
We will do what we can.
We will. We still have a lot of stuff that's canned too. So if worse comes to worse, we'll just go through that.
Yeah. And like Angry Elf back in the day.
Go backwards and be like, this is how you can it.
That's right. Hey, we'll start now. We'll just sometimes you gotta survive, right?
Yeah.
Angry Elf back in the day, they used to use wax to seal our jars. That's very accurate as well.
Yeah.
There's so many ways.
There really is.
We always tell you all because we don't ever want anybody to get, can something, get sick, blame us. Follow your ball book.
Yeah.
And the up-to-date USDA guidelines. However, this is not something new. This is something that's been going on for generations, and you can do your research and make your own judgment.
That's a good point. And Donna may have even been asking about this. She might not have even been asking about reusing for canning. She might have been asking about reusing for dry goods or
yes, that's a good point.
Merciful Roots brought that up, and we do that. I keep all my lids from canning, and we use them for like flour, teas, herbs, milk, all the things, whatever I can stuff into a mason jar. We will reuse those lids for that because it's not a seal tight. It's just a lid on a jar, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it's specifically
that might have been what you meant. I'm sorry if we just went on that whole spiel.
Yeah, hopefully you're still here. Don't throw your lids away; they're still good.
Hey, Kentucky Faith Haven Farm. Too funny. Hey,
speaking of canning, tell him what class you got tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I have a microprocessor class tomorrow. It's going to be online, all virtual, and I'm kind of excited about it. Kids are jamming.
Yeah, they're listening to Snoop Dogg upstairs right now. But it's like back in our day, Snoop Dogg.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Old school.
Dang on, kids. You go live and you just never know what's going to come up from upstairs.
Yeah, you really don't.
She said she was actually asking for canning. So good. Well, now you know both, just in case.
Okay. I'm glad that we didn't drag you along.
The tinker's wife is asking about what is microprocessor
class. So I don't know if it's a thing anywhere else but Kentucky. It might be just Kentucky.
It might be called something different, but I'm sure there's classes.
I think it is popular in a few states. There was a bill passed in Kentucky a few years back by our not our governor now, but the one before him, that you don't have to be an official farmer to sell your home baked or home canned goods.
You're right. That was a Kentucky thing.
But I'm pretty sure there's
a few.
I think it's a few other states.
It's major farming states, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they kind of shut down the small farmers so the big farmers could all have everything.
Yeah. So if you get your microprocessor certificate in Kentucky, you have to submit your recipes for, jams, jellies, or whatever, and then you are officially certified to sell those things. And that's really cool. It's just another thing to add on. It's not something you have to do, but I like adding certifications. Yeah. I love certifications. I'm like, if I was in the corporate world, I would have all the certifications.
Well, and to be honest, like McDonald's got sued for their coffee being hot, right? So you always have to prep for that one person. So if they didn't be like, certified, we're fine here.
Yeah.
Like you just have to protect yourself.
Right.
And it's good to just,
cottage good laws. That's cool. Florida calls it. It's probably, I've read about the same thing.
Yeah.
That's really neat. It's just a really cool thing that they do for, so you don't have to have, 50 acres and be like a certified farm to be able to sell your stuff. It's a nice thing that they did.
Can I just say I like the cottage law better than microprocessor?
Yeah, I like
a lot better.
Well, I think our law is actually called that too. The cottage good law.
Just the class. It's called microprocessor. Gotcha. Oh, good.
In Texas, they have the cottage law for selling baked goods. Yeah. So it sounds like the same thing. Yeah. That's really cool.
Do you have another class coming too? Or is that it? Am I wrong?
I don't think that one's a class. Okay. I think it's just you have to submit stuff.
Gotcha. So many things to sell things legally.
Yeah. Trying to get official, just as official as we can.
Did we tell you all that we're under review for LLC as well? That's exciting. getting all this stuff.
Yeah.
There's too many things. It should be like a one-stop shop.
Right.
You're
Get this and you're good.
Right. Oh, you're a farmer. This is the one thing you need, and you can do all things farming related.
Oh, turkey got upset with you.
Yes, it did.
By the way, the turkeys are doing really good.
Yeah, they're doing great.
North Star, I do not have to certify the kitchen, which is a really good thing. There are some things you can dabble into to where you have to go to a commercial kitchen and do all that. I am not participating in that because let's just be honest, I'm not going to go to a commercial kitchen and do it. I'm going to do it in my own kitchen. So if it knocks me out of selling stuff like that, I am perfectly fine with it. I just, and most of that is like salves, which, is a whole different thing. I would rather sell salves online than have to go into a commercial kitchen and getting certified and all that, which is crazy in my opinion, because it's just a salve. Like it's not even edible.
Right. You're not ingesting it.
Right. Like you can sell canned goods, but not a salve without being like highly certified. Yeah. So I would rather sell that nationwide or worldwide than worry about selling salves at farmers market and having to get all the extra stuff. I'm good there. The soaps are totally different. Soaps you can sell at farmers market or from your home, anywhere, which is crazy because soaps are actually way more dangerous than making wax.
It is. Especially,
I don't know who makes the rules.
Right. Especially in the process of making, like you can go boom with soaps if you're not careful. Right. Goodness and everybody. Zach, when can you take early retirement? Probably about 62. No, I mean, I'm nowhere close. But it's not something that I don't say that I can never do. I don't say never. But yeah, talking about soaps, like you literally deal with like lye. And one mistake of putting, let me make sure I say this, water on lye instead of lye in water, just that simple mistake. Fire, heat, burn, you go down. Yeah. But Stivers is just beeswax and oil. Yeah, I mean, it's nothing. On a low heat, you melt it and pour it. It's just crazy. I don't know who made the laws, but I don't think that they made the products. They made the laws.
Right, exactly. There was a question I was trying to get. Erica said, any update with the sale of the other house? We are officially under contract, which is exciting.
That's another one of those things that added to the week of a lot of work.
Yeah. I feel like we just keep saying things. It's like, wow, it really does feel like a lot.
Yeah, we did that last week too.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are officially under contract. That's exciting. So now it's inspections, appraisals, send my life documents to our mortgage guy and start the countdown to closing. Thankfully, we're in a home, so like it's not we're not gonna be stressed about the closing day as much.
Down the doors and get in there.
Right.
It's just an extra added benefit. So it's okay if it drags out, unlike this place.
Yeah. I mean, we don't want it to drag out, but at least we're not gonna be like, when can we move in?
Right. It actually took a while to get under contract, mostly just on our end and trying to just be able to fit it in, the paperwork and the documents and all that stuff.
Well, when we started, then we had 7 goat babies. Like, so I actually texted his name's Rob. And I texted him, I was like, hey man, sorry, I know I did not do anything for the mortgage piece, but we had 7 goats and our week was kind of busy there. I said, I'm on it now. He just kind of like laughed.
He's like,
congrats.
Okay. Is that a good thing? I was like, yeah, it's a great thing. Let me go back up. Somebody asked how many acres. Okay, it was Tammy. How many acres is that cottage on? I love that you call it cottage because that's actually what we call it, the little cottage. It's 1 acre. So it's just a small little plot right behind our barn where all the animals are, not the old big barn, but the normal one with the petting zoo. And it just sits back there on a little hill right at the base of the mountain. And it's just a really cute little place.
Going green, mom, no kidding. She said, wait, the one behind. Hang on, let's see what she said. Wait, the one behind you is getting done now. It seems like you just finished this one. Oh, okay. Right. But yeah, no, we had a year to do it, and like we want to get it done before it's too late. And we know how long the process can take. And when I say we had a year to do it, we had an agreement that we were the only ones that could buy it for a year.
Yeah.
So like after that year comes, then talk about stress and anxiety.
Right.
Like so, we want to make sure that we have plenty of time for it all to get done.
How big is the cottage? Wanda said. What do you think the square feet is?
I'm not sure. 1,200, maybe
1,200.
It does have an unfinished basement. You don't have access from the house; it's on the outside, so that would probably add to it. But I would say like living space, maybe 1,000 to 1,200, maybe.
It's just a cute little cottage.
Okay, Kiki.
It's got 2 porches on it, kind of like this house, side porch and a front porch, and it's just a really cute little place.
Yeah, and it's actually not in bad shape. The outside, like the white
kitchen.
paint, is like peeling, so it just needs like a repaint job and some minor stuff. But it's all up in there. What we're gonna do, we know. One thing that'll be nice is when people come to visit to have them a place to stay.
The first process is just to get it, so it's ours, basically.
Right. And then we're gonna just kind of figure out. We definitely know a lot of our business stuff's gonna go up there. Like our bedroom is full of soaps and sad stuff and shipping materials,
all that.
Yeah, so it'll definitely house that stuff so we can like get our house back because it's starting to look more like an office rather than a house in some of our rooms.
Our office is overflowing.
Right. So we'll definitely be doing that. I don't know. We'll see. Once it's ours, we can do whatever we want with it. So we'll probably trial and error a lot of things what we want to do up there.
And then, 15-20 years from now, hopefully one of our kids will take the house and live in it with their spouse and produce grandbabies, and they'll be right in our backyard. That's the hope.
Hopefully. If there's one that I have a feeling it might be, it'll definitely be ready.
Which will be awesome.
Yeah. What if they completely swap, which wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
And why it becomes a farmer and everyone's like,
we've talked
California.
We've talked about
offense, California.
We've talked about Airbnb. We've talked about strictly using it for business, putting all our stuff up there and using the kitchen. I don't know. Lots of options.
And it's like her and I talked. The biggest thing though is like it has to, in some form or fashion, make us more profit so we can justify the mortgage payment, right? And so like if that's with our business, allowing us to like have stock and have more stuff to sell, cool.
Yeah.
If that's doing that and then also doing it as Airbnb, cool. Or if it's renting it out, which is like what we don't want to do, because then that like shuts us down from doing any of those other things, right? Because then it's someone else's place to rent.
Hey, little feet.
But either way, it's got to make money. So we're not just dropping a mortgage payment for an empty house.
Right. Little Feet Farm Homestead, I hope your new job's going well. Nicole Tynes wants to know how we're going to water all of the gardens.
Yeah. So, all right. So
you all right? Okay.
You sure?
Okay.
So actually Jody, French's Construction, the guy that did the fence for us, all the fencing, him and I was talking, I was like, man, hey, our water meter's right up there by that barn. I said, it would be really nice. I said, my goal is to do a tie in there, get a water spigot by that barn, because right now we have a water hose from this house all the way to that barn. I was like, it'd be nice to get a spigot over there, a spigot of that barn, and then run down to the garden area and get a couple spigots in that area, like kind of a high and a low.
Splitter on it.
Right. And he said, we do water lines all the time. He said, call me when you want one. And I know sometimes it seems like we're like hiring out work.
Yeah.
But I have truly came to the conclusion, like these big projects, like I don't know. I don't want to say I don't have time for them anymore, but it's almost worth it.
Well, it's prioritizing what your time is good for.
And Jody like treats us really well.
Yeah.
Because like what I'm getting at is like at the old house, like I'll put our water line in, so I know how to do it.
Right.
But we also had to hire a guy with a rock saw to come saw it down, and that was a lot of money just to get him to dig the hole. So like here, I would have to rent a ditch witch or a rock saw, depending on how rocky it is in the area. And then I'd have to pay for the materials, and then of course your time is money. So depending on like what he would estimate, it's worth it. And so I don't know. It's just a thought in there, but that's definitely kind of going to be our plan, is to get some water lines ran and get them out there. Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Taking the water hoses up to the barn right now works. It's just fine. You just have to remember to turn the water on before you go up to the barn, or else you got a really long hike back down. But it works good. The pressure's not great. It does take a while to fill up the water. Takes probably about an hour. If you're doing evening chores and you got to water, it takes about an hour.
We have a lot of water it takes.
Yeah, we have a lot of tubs, so it's fine. It works, but it will be really convenient, and that one will be easy because the water is right there. So.
Nicole Towns, we'll probably just do hand watering at this time. We might throw a little drip tape down in some areas.
I kind of want to do drip tape in the kitchen garden, maybe, since it's such a small area. It wouldn't cost much to do that or take much, and just kind of experiment with it in that small, like those few beds, and see if it's something we want to do.
Completely agree.
And especially for the herbs, it can be hard with herbs to know if it's too much water or not enough water or drainage and all that. So I think that would be a good starting place.
Yeah.
When we can decide if we like drip irrigation, because we've never had.
No, we haven't. And we know Haas burns it up. They love it. They sell it. It's great stuff. So I'm a little nervous about like digging too many lines. And like, if you want to do like drip irrigation right, you're burying it. You're not just laying it on top. It's actually under the soil. And knowing that what we have out there is probably not what it's going to look like next year.
Right.
I don't want to have to pull up a bunch of lines. So we'll probably do a lot of actual hand watering this year. And don't be afraid of a sprinkler.
Mm-hmm.
Don't. It's
Right.
like when you're in the middle of summer, throw that sprinkler on about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock
the
at night.
That move.
Yeah.
What do they call it?
Rotating?
No, not rotating. I don't remember what they
Spinning?
call it. But they go
North-south rotation?
No. I don't know what it's called.
No, but it's just with sprinklers, like the reason they're so negative.
I really hope somebody tells me the word because it's driving me nuts. I think it starts with an O.
Oscillating. There it is.
Yay.
Merciful race.
Now I can rest easy tonight.
The thing about sprinklers, while they're bad, is people throw them out in the heat of the day, and the water's just laying on these plants, and the sun's beaming, and it's sunburning, and all that good stuff. But if you throw a sprinkler on, like in the very, very early mornings or the evenings, it's just like a nice little rainfall. You can do that. So don't be scared of them. They're fine if you do them at the right time. So we'll probably be doing a lot of those sprinklers as well.
Somebody asked if we had a bird.
It's the turkeys.
Yes, there are. So we actually lost
17 now.
Yeah, I think there's 17. We lost a few, and I think it was strictly our fault. We had the heat plate, because we use heat plates, we don't use heat lamps, and it was up a little too high for them, so we moved it down, and now we have 17. But it's been 4 days and we haven't lost any, so they're doing really, really good.
It's actually
getting big.
Yeah, it's a thing with turkeys. You have to
turkeys are really sensitive.
Yeah, and you have a window. Like if you can make it through the window, then they're good from there on out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're through the
window. They're getting big, and they come alive at nighttime. Not sure why, but they do. They're quiet throughout the day, and then as soon as nightfall hits, they will chirp all night long.
And they're starting to get their turkey chirps.
Yeah,
like it's not a
it's
chick
so
chirp
cute
all the time.
Because we'll be sitting here, and you'll hear the peeps, and then you'll hear something a little different, and it's like, ooh, somebody growing up.
I don't even know how to explain that noise.
I don't either. It's like a roll, a roll.
And it's almost like a robot sound. Like I don't know.
It's like a roll of the truck. They just start to do that, and then they start doing the turkey noises, and I just love them. I love baby turkeys. I guess you call them poults or whatever, turkey poults.
And honestly, y'all, that's one reason I couldn't tell the whole area over there, because we're going to be we're going to be moving them over there, and some of our premier fencing. So I had to leave some area for them.
Yeah. The turkeys are going on that side near the garden, and we are going to use the electrical fencing for them. So we haven't totally ruled out electrical fencing. Just to keep them safe, because turkeys can be really vulnerable. Let's see.
Faye with another super chat. Thank
you, Faye. Pond with a ram pump brings water from pond to water storage, takes no fuel or electricity, discounts or insurance too.
Very cool.
Awesome. We have that little bitty creek that runs, and I really hope it keeps up in the summertime. But I don't know that it will. I don't remember seeing it.
Roll of the time.
Right. Let me go back up. I feel like there were some questions. Laura said, do you use magic water? We've never lost any chicks with that. I'm assuming you're talking about the apple cider vinegar. Yeah, they love it. Even when they get older, and even with the goats and the pigs, we still use ACV. It's just so good for them. So good for their immune systems. Debbie said, hey, Jen, have you thought about raising peacocks for your petting zoo? Yes, we have. We need to figure that out and figure out if we want to do it, because we've talked about it a lot. I think it would be really cool to have a peacock.
Ostrich first.
Yes.
Yeah, lavender kraut. Magic water is just water with a cap full of ACV. Well, if you're using the little chicken waters, about a cap full of ACV.
Sometimes I go a little bit more, about a tablespoon.
Yeah.
You don't have to. Don't be stingy with it.
Right. Apple cider vinegar is great for everyone.
Like you don't want the water to start tasting too strong of it
to where they don't want to drink it.
Right. But you do want to have it in there enough to help their immune systems out. Peacocks and guineas. Yeah, we're getting guineas. I think it's this month, or is it next month?
Next month.
Remember.
I think it's next
month. I have it written
down. 20 more guineas, y'all.
20 more guineas, meat birds, and layers. We still have to come. We did get our Start Bros order, which you'll see.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. Tomorrow's video is big time garden videos. Perennials and getting better. Getting better is saying the word. And talk about hardening off. So we talk about perennials, how to treat for them when they come in.
You're getting
I know, but I have to really think about it. So my dad Gary, he couldn't say aliens, and like I have said this story so many times that I almost cannot say it myself anymore. He couldn't say aliens unless he thought about it. He would say aliens, and so that's how me with perennials. I can't just
say it so gracefully when you think about it.
I can't just let it out the roll of my thing. I have to pause, think about it, say it. But anyways, that's what that video is all about. Hardening off plants, talk about greenhouses and not solving all your problems. And then like ordering apple trees, fruit bushes, what to do with them when they come in, how to take care of them. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun one.
I'm excited. They're all in the greenhouse, which you'll see. But man, it felt so good to be in the garden today. And I don't like being dirty. I don't like getting I don't like dirt under my fingernails.
Gardener and her.
I don't mind the dirt on my hands. I just hate when it gets clumped under my fingernails because it feels like it's never going to come out. But it did feel good today to get in the dirt and just have my hands in it and play around and have the kids plant. They're to that age now where they can legitimately help out and do really good. There's still spots that probably won't come up like they should, but who cares? Yeah. They had so much fun putting those seeds in and knowing what they were planting, and it just felt really good.
Yeah,
family.
Y'all ever get to that point to where you're like direct sowing, or you're like getting the near end of planting, and next thing you know, you're all like that guy that was the male sprinkling salt on stuff. Like that was Jen, that was the kid, like, sprinkling seeds all over everywhere. I saw Eric ask if there's been any mishaps on the fence. There hasn't. But besides what we knew was going to happen.
The chickens.
Yeah. Chickens don't stay.
Not all the chickens.
Yeah, just the Beckies.
Just the Beckies.
All the Beckies. And we got done milking this morning. There's 3 Beckies out. Like,
I just looked it out. And then they went home.
By the way, if you're new and you don't know what we're talking about, all of our Isa Browns.
No, they're Golden Comet. Or Golden Comets and Isa Browns. Right. Whichever one. I don't remember.
We have like 10 of them. They're all Beckies. Yeah. Because they're just all Beckies. So they're all the ones out. But we don't hate that, to be honest with y'all, because they do go back when it's feeding time and they go back into the barn.
They're confident.
I've always just kind of had that thing, when you drive up to some farms, there's always chickens.
Right.
Like there's a few chickens that are always hanging out. And now that we have the dogs in our yard, like over here,
it's okay.
It's okay. Yeah. And it's nice. And I really want
They're smart enough not to go in the dog yard.
Yeah, so for sure. But it's just kind of cool. Talking about the dirt, a lot of people said dirt therapy is the best. You're right. Until it dries. Like we can't, it's when it dries.
And it gets
my hands start looking like this. And I'm like, I can't open them. Like this dirt, I gotta go wash my hands and put lotion on. I can't handle it.
Becky said, I won't take that personally. Sorry, Becky.
Yeah, sorry, Becky.
It's a funny story with the name. It's just a funny story.
Well, the name
Raylan thinks they're actually called Pecky, for the ones that peck you. So she won't go around them because she thinks that they'll peck her. But I keep telling her it's Becky. Oh gosh.
And then Becky really became famous when Becky jumped on her shoulder when we was talking about guineas, which that video took off just randomly. We also noticed that there was a lot of comments on the guinea video, and I was like, "What is going on?" So we clicked over there because for you all that don't YouTube create, you only really pay attention to your top 10 that are most relevant ones, and then sometimes you start seeing comments on really old videos popping up because that'll show you when new comments come in.
Scratching on the table?
So that video was when we first started off, pretty early, and I think it hit a couple thousand.
Yeah, views. I think so.
And then actually, we sent it to America's Funniest Home Video, so we signed over the rights on it and everything. But America's Funniest Home Video put it on Facebook right after that. Yep. Still didn't get the video any traction, but it was just fun. It was a fun video. And then now all of a sudden, within a month, it has almost 80,000 views. I don't know what happened about it, but hey, it's kind of cool.
It was a fun day.
Yeah.
It was one of those where we had no idea what we were going to make a video about. And we went out to the old chicken coop and we were like, oh, let's talk about guineas.
Yeah.
And then Becky stole the show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's hilarious. I slowed it down and everything. Her face, my face. It is. Besides the toilet video, it's our number 2 most funny video we've made.
Somebody said, Enderwink said, Becky is also a recent term for a Starbucks loving yuppie woman. I did not know that. I am behind on that.
It's our chickens. Sorry for all the Beckys that are on here. So we're moving from Karen to Becky. Is that what I mean?
Sounds like it.
1 second. So talking about the tractor real fast, because I didn't realize that we only have 9 minutes left.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, y'all have really lifted our spirits.
Yes.
Thank you all.
Which we knew you would. We all
absolutely.
know if it's a hard Monday, just go live, and it makes it so much better.
That's right. It's just fun to chat with you all. Basic Becky.
Yes.
I love it. That is what they are. All right. So when I bought the tractor, they delivered it with the bush hog on. Like it was on there, and I was like, "That's sweet. Thank you. Appreciate it." You don't realize how much of a not good situation that is until you need to take it off because you didn't get to see them put it on.
Right.
And so I'm watching YouTube videos. I'm reading my manual. I'm trying to figure out all the different stuff on this bush hog and how to get it off because we got the tiller, and I wanted to put the tiller on because I knew it was going to.
The tiller's set in the yard for like a month.
Oh, like a month. It's like I was just like waiting to like try to figure this out. But I was trying to like prep myself for what I was about to deal with. And it's so funny because you deal with tractor guys. Like when you buy tractors, these guys have been around tractors forever. You know, they're throwing out stuff that you're just like, yeah, okay. I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, you just
whatsoever.
Like,
I wanted to look at him and said, I rode on a tractor with my great grandfather when I was like 6 months old. Remember it all. So I tried it once, couldn't figure it out. Went back, watching Tractor Mike, watching Hamiltonville Farm, watching all the people I know that do tractor videos, and everybody shows you how to put one on. They don't really show you how to take one off. And so I know that you would think, well, if you know how to put it on, you know how to take it off. Not true. It's not true with tractors. It's different on the two different ways you want to do it. Well, before the Andersons came Saturday, I told her, I said, I'm going to go up here and I'm going to get that bush hog off.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it. Well, get it. Stop.
Oh,
At the daggone door. I go up there at like 9 or 10 in the morning. I don't remember which one it was. Back it up into the barn so the bush hog will stay out of the water. Next thing I know, I'm sweating profusely. I've watched 3 YouTube videos. 2 hours have passed. And like my knee hurts because I'm kicking the fire out of this thing to try to get it off. Once I finally got all those off, then you have to figure out how you're going to work this whole PTO thing.
Yeah.
You know, the other are easy. That's more just blunt force to get it off because if it's a little stuck and not greased up well enough. Well, the PTO is what makes it work. It's what spins it. And so I'm like, I got to be precise here. Well, apparently there's like 4 different style PTOs on how they take off. And I couldn't figure out which one mine was. I finally figured out it was literally just a little button. Slid it right off. And I come down the proudest man y'all have ever seen. I saw her sit on the porch. I said, I got it off, babe. I am now a farmer. I know how to take this daggone thing off the tractor. And then it took me about another 3 hours of backing up this and that, trying to get the tiller on. But at least I knew how to put it on after the bush hog event. But don't even get me started on the grease gun.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
I had grease everywhere.
And I'm like, you got this, babe. You'll figure it out.
She said, I love seeing you with all the grease and everything. I'm like, appreciate it, but I'm butchering this can of grease, and this should be the most simple thing ever to get a grease can and a grease gun.
Thank you, Gosmania. I'm sure there will be many more adventures.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh gosh. All right, I think we're gonna call it. Ray, she's ready. She wants to say hi. Wyatt's busy, so we won't bother him, but she wants to say hello. She's got her pretty dress on, and I'm telling you, it's beautiful. But she is covered from head to toe.
Ketchup and mud and dirt, all the things.
She gardened in her beautiful dress today, and then we had spaghetti for dinner. So we haven't quite gotten into our pajamas yet, but we will.
Thank you, B.
Did you have fun planting? Yeah, you've been wanting to plant for a while.
Yeah, we finally planted. Our farmer
got to do it.
Future boss of this place.
You want to tell him hi?
Hi. Love you.
My goodness.
So sweet.
That was
They love you too. We love y'all. Thank you so much for making our Monday brighter and hanging out with us.
Hi, Grammy.
Laughing with us or at us, whichever one it is. You saying hi, Grammy. How do you know it's Grammy?
Because her had her her face on it.
No.
No.
Her face on it. It's our picture.
Oh, gotcha.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Unicorns.
Unicorns for baby.
All right, y'all. Well, yeah, definitely stay tuned for the video tomorrow. We will hopefully have the podcast out Wednesday. Then that puts us back on video Thursday. And then, of course, you get another video over the weekend. We don't know if it's Saturday or Sunday, but it'll be one of them. But we love you all. Thank you so much for supporting us. Thank you for being here. You have no idea how much we thank every one of you all. You mean the world to us. Seriously.
That's right. You really do.
Download Method the Kids so we can have.
There's 1,000 people on here, Ray
I don't
Ray.
think you want that.
She probably would.
She'd probably talk to everyone. All right, we love y'all.
Love y'all.
Have a good evening.
Bye.